Alright, looks like I'm live. Howdy everyone, Simon here. Today is September 1st. Finally, we have just about 3 more months before the end of 2019. So today, in this live video, I'm going to talk about what is going to happen in my business in the rest of 2019. And a little bit about how my life has been, and want to know how you guys been as well. So in any cases, let's roll the intro first. Alrighty, so welcome back. Today, let's talk about the rest of 2019. The rest of the 2019 is surely disappearing. Y'all know, things are catching up and things are changing, either within my personal life and within my business. Those who know me a little bit, my friends and all, they slowly know what's happening in my life. But yeah, you guys who are watching YouTube are gonna know about this right now. So first and foremost, there's not gonna be a major change for my personal business, the e-therapy clinic. I'm still gonna be treating regularly 3 days a week. No changes in that, because this is what I've been doing for the past 5 years. I want to keep doing it to help out people in Toronto. So you can welcome to keep coming here as long as I have the time for you. Secondly, lots of improvement among my digital marketing part of the world, because with technology and with all the automation I've been setting up, things are getting a lot easier to handle. I've completed many different projects for the past month. CBD oil, e-commerce store, website for another e-commerce store for sunglasses shop. Right now, I'm gonna talk about a brand new business venture, which I mentioned in my on my Facebook page and Facebook profile. I didn't mention that in here, but now I am. So my brand new business venture that's happening is I've been hired as the chief marketing officer for a short-term rental management company. Now this is quite new, and I'm surprised that I have been chosen, and I'm surprised that I never ever thought of this before. But I'm pretty happy about it. Basically, those who know me know that I do everything almost online. Whether you're setting up a website, whether you're doing marketing, whether you're doing like SEO, whatever, it's all for particular industry. From healthcare, from law firm, from brick and mortar business, e-commerce store, affiliate marketing, MLM business, real estate, and I just didn't think of this particular one, the short-term rental management company, which is fairly hot in Toronto and everywhere in the world. I know there's some changes. There's some bylaws going to be legislated for this particular industry, short-term rental companies. But I'm doing very careful research on how I should and should not be approaching the marketing side for the host. So basically, things like Airbnb, VRBOs, homestays, and all that stuff, those are the platform that I'll be playing around with, and I'll be setting up proper automation through websites, making websites for the properties, and so on. So I'm going to explain to you again with screenshot today uh, at how I am approaching this particular property that I'm responsible of, how I can market it, and so on. And I know those who are in Toronto or anywhere in the world, there are tons of Airbnb or something similar that people are trying out, because even as a tenant, you're allowed to, as long as the condo and the landlord agrees, you're allowed to do short-term rentals. Well, just follow the bylaw, just follow whatever regulation, and you'll be fine. And I did a lot of research. I never knew that it could be this complicated, having to set up the right title, having to write all the description, listing, and so on. It's insane, and my eyes popping out after reading so much. So that's that. Let's go directly into the computer screen right now, and we're gonna check out what's gonna happen. Uh, okay, let me see if it's loading properly first. Let's go. All right, hopefully you guys can see this, but for any business that I'm doing, I'm always putting up some sort of plan. Writing out the goals and the how-tos and everything. So, I'm gonna write down all these things. So goal is to rent out the whole house or per private room. That is the two most popular listings that's on Airbnb right now. It's for short-term rental. So if you're wanting to rent out, from my research, you need to sign up for homestays or VRBOs. Those are easier. So you don't need to go through a real estate agent in order to establish your own short-term rental. You could hire an Airbnb management company. So throughout the channel, I'm going to be teaching on how we can set this up. It's brand new industry, but I think this can apply to more people. I mean, look, for what I've been doing, I think everything I do has a purpose. It's all about helping people making more money through websites, through online marketing, through SEO. Sorry, just drinking my water. So this industry, although it is not new, I still see lots of people not doing this properly. So I want to show how this can be done throughout my process right in my channel. So if you haven't subscribed yet, if you're new to this channel, hit the subscribe button down there and the notification bell, because you know me, or if you don't know me, I've always come up with brand new topic to talk about on making you more money, right? So let's keep going to my screen. So the goal is to rent out whole house or room. They call it a private room. Now you have to go through your research, obviously, but first and foremost, you have to set up a Airbnb account and obviously other hosting, other listing pages. I think it's important to set up a website that can outrank other vacation rental. I said in downtown Toronto, but this is location based. You can do it. You can apply this to your own location. Why is the website important? This is very similar to a welcome book. The website has two purposes. Okay, maybe I should write it on the right hand side. Two purposes for having a website for short-term rental. Okay, number one, as I mentioned in the beginning, you can outrank. But before even outranking, you have to think about displaying your property to as many platforms as possible. By having your website, you're allowed to advertise on multiple channels, multiple social channels. That's number one. You should not be directly sending traffic to Airbnb, VRBOs, Booking.com, etc. Because you should send traffic to your website because that allows you to advertise. So that's number one purposes. And this you showcase, the first thing is obviously the property designs features, designs, and capture leads. And number two, you're going to be using this as a welcome book, which is after guests have reserved your listing. And this is before. Okay. So why did I mention before and after? The before one, you're showcasing your property in the more multiple ways. I need to think of a better way to say this. Okay, so I would just put it this way. On Airbnb, VRBOs, and a lot of other websites, you're not allowed to post other media file other than photos. I know there's some changes in VRBO, but right now Airbnb you cannot post videos. I don't know why. They used to have a video available, but now you can't. So in order for them to understand your property better, I always would like to record a 30 seconds short video and a 90-second long video to properly introduce how good the property is and how they can enjoy using and staying in this property and so on. You can then upload to YouTube and upload to Facebook and all the other social media, then put it back on your website, which I'll explain that later. But this is not possible with Airbnb right now. So by having your own website and having the proper property listing, you can obviously buy the main domain as the property .com, or you can create a brand name under your own business. So if it's your own short-term rental company that you want to start, then go get an LLC. It's about $200-300. Go to your accountant and talk about this, because this will help you a lot more. And then you use that to buy a domain for your company. Then put each property in its own folder. So it could be like simon.com /property number 1 or property number 2, etc. So that is how you're gonna set up your website and why a website is necessary for improving rental chances. Then I wrote down in number 2, a welcome book. And a welcome book is basically something that after people have booked your listing, after reservation, you're able to showcase all your rules, how to use your properties, where they can go around, where they can have fun, and where they can eat and enjoy nightlife, and if there is Uber or any rides, how you can direct people around. That is called a welcome book. And I know from my research, a lot of people still print them out, but you can create another page where they can just browse through, or they can download the PDF version of the welcome book. Instead of printing them, it could be lots of money, and sometimes you need to change the password, and then you have to reprint the password for your keypad or the password for your Wi-Fi. These has to be constantly changed if you have a multiple group, and if you want to have no trouble. So that is why having a digital folder is a lot easier to modify. So that's the two purposes of having of building a website for your property listings. And once you have that down, you then start creating. So like I said, on the homepage, you can tell about what the company is about, who we are, what we do, how we love the city, where to stay, etc. So basically a short page, not a short page. I think any kind of website, you know there's a brochure page. You want to make it as attractive as possible. So well, let's quickly design it. See how fast I can do this. Logo, and then this would be writing out the property name, and then a booking button right now, or a learn more button, so that there's a video pop out. This is property you want to feature, so that as soon as they land on your page, they will know, okay, what you're trying to feature. Then you can talk about the company, who we are, and how we established it, and what to do, etc. Following the list. But I think treat it as a e-commerce store design. I think would be a better way to explain this, rather than a regular random website, right? So that's how I think it. I mean, there's gonna be more, but as we go on, and I will teach you more. Then we go to the property page design. As you can see, it looks pretty neat, right? The way I designed this is to look at Airbnb's property. Let me see if I can pull that out. Nope. Never mind. The way I designed this is to look at Airbnb Plus, the way that they have specially designed to showcase Plus property. A Plus property will look a lot more like this than a regular Airbnb page. That would not look too great. And the purpose of having this is so that you can showcase more about your property, what is in this property, how many guests, how many bedrooms, how many baths, sleeping arrangement, what the hell is included in the property, what amenity is included, talk about downtown Toronto, is there any questions, and you can write down the review here. This review you can pull out from Airbnb, or you can ask for video testimonial that will give you better chance of having people um, you know wanting to book for you. Cancellation policy and home rules. I don't know if you should include it in here, but I saw the design in Airbnb Plus, so that's the way I'm going to design it. Yeah, I mean, so far that's what I got. Excuse me. Alright, it's a little tiring day for me. I still want to provide value, as no matter how tired I am, at least a once a week live video, right? That's all I promise you guys, and that's what I'm doing. So, where was I? Yeah, so you want to design the page to look as clean and as professional as possible. You want to showcase professional photos as much as you can. And also, after they decided to buy from you, then they could eventually be clicking the button right here, and then get a pop-up. Oops, I forgot the transition. There you go. Yeah, eventually they will have click the button right here and go and have a pop-up and ask for their information. If they want to book this, just ask for email address to get the discount, where you can get that to offer them $49 off or something. I'll show you how you can get it in the video afterwards as I grow. And after they have submitted their email address and click on this link, then they will go into a page that will look okay. Simon. That'll look like this. So they will ask for sign up to get X amount of dollars towards your first trip with your Facebook and Google, or sign up with email, or you can log into Airbnb account. This is a perk where you can set up so that after you have done this, see, once you click it, you have to sign up. After you let them do this, you will then be able to, one, you got their email address, and two, at the Airbnb dashboard, you'll be able to see who is your referral name. Da da da. 1, 2, 3. And this way, you should also take them to your actual Airbnb, and this is a mouthful, property page. Yeah, you gotta search. You gotta tell them to search for it. Search property name. So in here, you gotta write down search for property name. After signing up for discount. And also make sure they bookmark or heart the listing. This is all gonna improve your rate of your ranking on Airbnb as well. Okay? I know everything I do matters most, affects mostly on rankings. It's all about rankings. Nothing more important than ranking. And obviously, your property has to be spanking great. Okay? I think that's why I've been hired. I think that's why I've been hired as a chief marketing officer for this property management, because not a lot of people can think like the way I do. Those who are online marketers, they can. You guys can. You know, my friends who have been in this business for a while, you guys can do the same. I'm just lucky that I got selected and able to perform it. It's hard to pitch this. Trust me, they don't want to spend. These hosting companies don't want to spend the money. So like I said, it's very, very hard to pitch this. But nonetheless, if you're able to pitch this, you'll find that everything that you've been doing, like if you're selling affiliate marketing product or MLM business product or your own e-commerce product, it's all relatable. The skills are all relatable. If you look back to all the things I've been doing for the past live video, for the past YouTube video, or if you're on Facebook or Instagram, it's all showing you the same thing. You know, I showcased my portfolio on my website, on the videos as well. I approach it in the same method. You know, like last night I was with a client helping the client setting up her MLM marketing funnel, because you're not supposed to do MLM in the wrong way, so you have to do it in the right way so that you don't get ambushed by people, you know, like by your own company per se as well. But anyway, let's come back to this. Okay, so search property name, and then it will pop up, and hopefully in your description of the property page will be good so that they will book it. If they don't, you can see that they didn't, then you can email them to ask them, hey, did you finish setting up as a referral to get the bonus? Did they book? Did they reserve a place that you represent? You can send them email like that. Okay, that's important. This is all part of the process to increase your chance for listing, to quickly rent out your property. Now, obviously, there's gonna be more stuff like, you know, this is your Airbnb property list. It's gonna be a lot of these things happening, and if you aren't doing the proper way, it's gonna be hard. You need to have the best photo ever, and the best title ever, the best description ever, so that they will book after looking their calendar. So you need photos, title, description. I mean, description could be so many different things, you know. And then price. I mean, that's what you have to set up in Airbnb page. this is gonna be a whole different animal. Like, my process was fairly simple. I was assigned to set up a property listing, whether it's whole house, the house or apartment, or private room. And then I have to do all these things. I don't have the photos yet because they're not done renovating. But I have the titles done. I have the description. All the description. Oh my goodness. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. I can show you very quickly what it looks like. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. I just show you. Ridiculous. You got the title, you got a listing description, talk about the space, guest access, interaction with the guest, other things to note, what to write for the neighborhood, how to get around in your neighborhood, etc. After you're done that, then you can move on to booking setting, how can they book, what's the requirement, how's rules. You have to write all these things. Policies, very important to fill everything out. And then you can price your property. Okay, you can price your property, length of stay, discounts, and so on, sharing setting, currency, etc. What is this? Availability, local taxes, co-hosting, and so on. You know, co-hosting is where I can assign some other employees within the company, where they're responsible to do stockings, the cleaning, set up the room, or greet the clients. You know, you can set as many people as possible. Obviously, there's difference between co-hosting rules versus the primary host. I'll talk about in the next video or so. I'm not going to talk about it right now. But as you can see, this is a lot of work. Took me a whole week to finalize what I'm supposed to write properly, optimized way. So those who are thinking of starting, number one, if you already know that you have a space for rent, choose between whether or not you're doing it for the whole apartment or house, or you're doing a private bedroom that you're renting out with a shared space that you live in as well. That's number one. You have to figure that out so that you can register. You can register a hosting account. I'll leave the link down below for the discount for Airbnb experience and hosting experience. Then you have to properly write out your Airbnb listings, like the way I show you. Once you have got that down, then you move on to creating your website. Because trust me here, it will do you so much good than bad if you have a website versus not having a website. Because as hard as to believe, it's actually very difficult to rank on Airbnb. Yeah, very hard. So if you can utilize other channels such as your own website, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, creating a YouTube channel is another task I'm being assigned as a chief marketing officer for this hosting company, for this management company, sorry. It's a big job. And it's challenging, and it's fun. That's why I do it. Later, I'm gonna be involving my videographer to help me film all these videos, where it's the intro video, the touring video, the welcome video for the welcome book, for tutorial video for how to use all the tools within the properties. There's many ways that I can do this. That's why I'm gonna be showing you guys how I'm doing things in this particular channel right now, in another playlist that's specifically designed for I guess short-term rental tips and tricks and success. I mean, that's what I have in mind. Right? Let's write it down. To succeed in short-term rental marketing. To succeed in short-term rental marketing. Number one, you need to decide that you're hosting hall versus private room, or co-host. Co-host is the same way as how people do management companies, okay? Because I think bylaw right now is going to say if you want to host, it's gotta be your primary resident, at least in Ontario. That's what they're trying to rule out. You gotta keep up with the news so that you don't do this illegally. You could go to jail if you don't do this properly. Once you have that, you then go sign up an account on MB or other listing website. But start with Airbnb. It's probably easiest for you to figure that out, because once you have the right template, you can then duplicate yourself to other listings, okay? I will teach you everything about how to use these things, these tools. You need a website that you're showcasing the property for SEO purposes, to collect lead, and then your welcome book. That's what you're going to be using your website for, okay? You will need a social media presence. I would strongly suggest you start with a YouTube channel, then go to Facebook page, IG, Pinterest, LinkedIn, Twitter. I mean, I could go on and on and on, but start with YouTube. Once you have YouTube channel, it's a lot easier to advertise your own your property. And once you have all these, tie all back, the ultimate goal is to get them back on Airbnb listing page, or I know you can embed Airbnb calendar right back at your website. So if you can do that, if you want to do that, that's fine too. Okay, so which means you're gonna have to create pages for that purposes. Okay, so that is that. Some people prefer to go back to Airbnb and book. Some people don't. That's fine. But as long as it fits you, okay? As long as it fits your way to do things, just go with it. in the next week or so, I think I will be showing you guys. Excuse me. Oh my god, I'm so tired. I'll be showing you guys how I set things up. How I set up a hosting account on Airbnb. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I know by now, guys, are probably bored of me keep showing you how to set up website. So if you haven't got bored of it, please go back to my previous videos. I'll leave the link up here in the card or in the description below. You know, if you want to know how to set up a regular website, or my course page is also in the description. StudyWithSimon.com. I will teach you everything I know about setting up a website and so on. So that's important. But I think for this channel, where it's going right now, it's gonna go back to, it's gonna go into talk about how to set up a short-term property management marketing tactics. Okay, so that's what I'm going to try to do. Other than that, so make sure you pay attention to my videos. Hit the bell notification button right down here. If you haven't subscribed, so put the subscribe button right here. Click that. If you like this video, like it, share it with your friends. Leave a comment if you have questions about setting things up. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.